Welcome back. We've been building a streaming music service with Phoenix and Elixir. We just added Phoenix in the last video. And in this video, I think we're going to start on the index page for the whole application, which will be a player that will show the background for our stream and play the audio for our stream. So let's see if I remember how to do this off the top of my head. I think, let's see, well, I'm already in the documentation, so no, I don't remember how to do it off the top of my head. But let's go into the router and we'll add a route. Now normally you'd have a pipeline as well. But we'll piece that in later as we need things, I think. So this is going to be for that. Now what should we call the controller? Naming things is always important, right? Well, it's really the player, so that's how I think of it anyway. So let's call it the player controller, and show is a good action. Okay, so that's set. Should say right. So that's going to be the actual name of the module. So now we should make that module. So let's make a folder for controllers in general. And yeah, I think that's how that's normally laid out. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. Player controller. Okay, so let's make that module. And we'll follow along with this strategy that we used earlier. This is, I think, what the generator still does. Anyway, it's pretty conventional in the Phoenix community. Web controller, I think. And let's see. Can't really talk here. Yeah. Yeah, when we were doing the view, they talked a little bit about what would normally go in that module that we would want to bring in here. I don't know. I'm sure we need to use Phoenix controller, right? That makes sense. What else we're gonna want? I don't know right off the top of my head, but maybe we can figure it out as we go along. I'll probably oh, this guy here. I'll probably end up slapping my head over something I'm not thinking of that's real obvious, but if you're yelling at the screen, I can't hear you. You gotta yell louder. So I guess it's gonna be something like that. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll dig into it just a little and see if there's anything else we should really be putting in here. Okay, so I took a peek at another project I've been working on recently for a client, and reminded myself of some of the things I would normally put in here. And yeah, options. By default, it uses the base alias in your controller name. So I think they mean like the first part, and then that's going to inflect the layout view from that. I think that's fine. We don't need to set namespace for this project. So I think we're going to want is an import enough, or do we need macros from that? Let's look at the documentation. I think, yeah, I think importing it's enough. We'll find out. And then the other thing I'd like to do is alias the router helpers like we did before for the view. It's handy to have those here too. And that's kind of conventional, I think, in the Phoenix world, is to always have your router helpers aliased as routes. You're always needing a path to something. Yeah. So we'll go with that. And our action was show, and I'm trying to remember what arguments that takes. I think it takes a con and params maybe, but let's check. There we go. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, so these are the, would you call that params? Yeah, they do here. So those will come from those are like the request parameters. So they could be path parameters, or they could be query parameters, or what have you. In this case, we won't have any, but we just put the underscore there. And the compiler knows we're not going to use it, but if we do need it, we can take that underscore off, and we've got it right handy, and we know what it would be if we were using it. So that's nice. You don't have to look it up later. Yeah, so what do we want to do? Really, I think we can get started. I think we'll just render the template, and I think and then I think that this template, an atom or a string, if an atom will render a template with the same format as the one returned by get format. Okay, so let's go with that. That's fine. And I don't think we need to set any assigns yet. We may eventually. Oh, there was something I noticed when I was looking here. Oh, this shouldn't be right here. This should be there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the convention, is like this module is here, and then the ones that are like associated with it that start with the same name go under the directory there. So we'll get that in the right place. And I think we're set with the router. Let's make our first template then. And so that's, make a folder here for templates. And then I think what we need to do is make a subfolder for player, and then we'll make a file for show. Oops, it's supposed to be .eex. And I think that that's gonna so I think that this, in the controller, this render show is going to inflect a lo-fi limo web dot player view, and then it's going to go on to that and find a function to render show for HTML type in this case. And so to get this template to turn into that function, we also need to have a view called player view. And if we use phoenix.view, it should come over to this template directory, find any files that are in there, and build the functions from them. So it's kind of magical technology, but not so magical you can't understand what it's doing. So this is our player view, which we'll need to be able to do this render. And so that should be something like this, player view, and we already got that set up. I don't think we need anything else in here right now. Our template's just going to be empty anyway, so it seems like we should have to set up a, oh man, what's the word they use for it? So there's the view, like this player view, but I think what it wants to do is, at the web app level, there's like a enclosing view that it's going to want to render. And so I think it's going to catch on fire because we don't have that. Yeah. I didn't see it right there, did you? So maybe it's under guides, right? Views and templates. Layouts, that's what they call it, is a layout. And there's like a default layout. Now, what I don't recall is that named by convention, or is that a piece of configuration that we need to put somewhere? Let's see what happens if we just run this. And man, I wish I didn't have that warning coming up, but I think that's I don't think that's something that I can fix. We looked at that code in the last video, I think, and I think that it's just missing some parentheses there. I don't know if that's a full-on bug in Phoenix, or if it's something to do with like interaction between the version of Elixir and the version of Phoenix I've got. But I don't like seeing warnings. Not in my own code, certainly. And that's not quite my own code, but it is kind of, so. Oh, right, let's reload. Okay, yeah. Right, oh wow, yeah. So we're gonna need to put some things into our endpoint. Yeah, let's see now. Plugs. Is that... is that? No. Well, I guess maybe it is. So plug parsers is going to load format or fetch format into con params? Huh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that's among its duties. Huh, that's interesting. MIME type strings that are allowed to pass through. So do you suppose that means the MIME type of the request body? Well, let's go ahead and set it up. So I think it's just as simple as that. I don't really want to parse anything in particular right now. What do you think? Really just want to resolve that error. Oh, that didn't work at all. Expects a set of parsers to be given. All right. Well, we should at least parse Earl encoded, I guess, if we got to parse something. Okay. Is that... See, that's what I thought, is I thought there was something else that was actually set in that. But it puts it on con params, so it does expect that to be loaded, so that implies that we would need to have parsers. Fine, I mean, it is kind of hard to imagine a web app that doesn't need to at least parse Earl encoded, but... All right then, so I think the more appropriate place to set that is going to be over in our router and make a pipeline, right? Pipeline, and what do we want to call that? Did they show an example here? Because it's probably, yeah. Fetch session, well, we don't need that yet. In fact, we may never need that on the player. I'm not really interested in like creeping on people, you know? So we may not have any cause to use a cookie or anything here. In one of my prototypes, I was building the stream separately for each user. But here the way we're building it is one stream for everybody, which I think makes more sense for this type of service anyway. And so I don't need to distinguish between instances of the player, so I don't think we're going to need to creep on people at all. But so this is a pipeline for browser, but But this won't necessarily be the same for every. This is for the player, really. And in particular, this is for the player browser. So we'll probably change that later, but let's not overcomplicate things for now. And we'll accept headers of HTML for now. Okay, now let's see. Oh, right, so I made that, but that's not sufficient, which this was telling us right here. So we should put a scope so that we can do that. There, that's gonna be better. Okay, cool. So layout view, it does expect a particular module name by convention. So that's great. That was what I was curious about. And so we should be done with the router and the endpoint. I thought that before, but let's make that layout view. Oops. New file, layout. Okay, and that's now. You know, I think there's a way. Did that? See, I don't think that recompiled anything. Right, it didn't. Now there should be a way to ask for that stuff to be recompiled. Who handles that? Is that... I think that's a Phoenix thing, isn't it? Let's look. Code reloader. That could be it. Plug a module to handle automatic code reloading. For each request, yes, that's what I want. So, okay, we're gonna have to update. I want to get this in here because we're starting to poke at views and stuff. And when I save that, I don't want to have to come hit recompile every time. I want to hit reload in the browser, have it recompile automatically. So that really shortens up the cycle time to like figure things out and fix them. So this is project configuration, and it looks like we're just gonna put Phoenix into the list of compilers. This is a plug, and I thought you had to reloads code invoking the reloadable compilers. And a list of reloadable apps. Oh, okay. Reloadable apps defaults to nil. So do we really even need to set anything there? or the defaults work for us. Let's find out. Since we changed the project, we should probably, oops, didn't need another copy of that. We probably should restart. Okay, so that's good. We'll see if that actually works. So here under templates, we'll make a new folder for the layout view. And then in here, we'll make a file. Apparently that's the default, and that's fine with me. I think we need to put something in here to you know, actually, do I even want a layout for the player? Because the player is really a unique page, right? There's really nothing I want to wrap around that's going to also wrap around some other page, I don't think. Is that true? Yeah. No, there's probably going to be something, because we'll have at least later on, not right away, but later on, there will be at least some more than just the player page where a listener would want to go. So yeah, no, scratch all that. I do want to have a layout for this. So let me look that up here. So weren't we right? Just recently. That's it. This inner content thing. It used to be something else, but I guess that was a long time ago now. For now, I guess no, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to build the whole thing in the player template, and then when it's time to add another page, that'll be a good time to see what do we want to factor out and what don't we, because right now I don't even know what the second page is going to be, much less what it's going to look like. And so to predict the future and know like what should go here, what should go there, I got no idea. I'm just going to put it all in one place, but we've got the infrastructure here to factor it out when we need to. So let's see if this code reloading works. It doesn't seem to me like it did. I think I guess maybe we should try putting this configuration on here, huh? Oh, it's on the endpoint. Compilers. I'm not using getText right now. I may later. Let's see if that helps the situation. I have to restart because we changed the configuration. And okay, so let's test if that actually did what we want. No. Oh, well, did it? Did it though? Because that's not. Let's come over here. Yeah, that didn't recompile nothing. So we're still not quite there, are we? Defaults to nil. In such case, default behavior is to reload your current project. Oh, this is a plug too. It's got to be in the plug pipeline to even catch, to know a request has come in. Let's take this back out. I'm not actually sure we need that, but we got to get this into the plug pipeline for it to work. So that's going to be under our endpoint configuration. And I guess we want that right up near the top. Let's see if it can be right at the top or if it needs to be under the parsers or what. Now we'll have to, oh, I want to actually, because I changed the config, so let's come right out. Okay. Now, reload that. Okay, so that comes up. What if we change it like that? Great. So now it's recompiling, which is just right. Then the other thing I want to add is you can set it up so when you save a file like this template that it's going to force a reload over here. Oh yeah, for that we probably will actually have to update the layout a little because it needs there to be a closing body tag to inject the, I guess we could put that in here. The body tag's optional, so I don't normally bother with it, but the code reloader, not the code reloader, whoa, what do they call it? Runs the code reloader. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking of. There's a thing, kind of a goofy way to look for it, but I kind of recall that's not super readable. That must not be where I want to look for that. Assets? Yay. That looks better. Oh wow, is that actually under Phoenix HTML? It doesn't look like it. Well, there is something here. No, that's not it either. Wow, so where? No, it's not here. There's a way to do it. Let me go find out and I'll let you know what it is. That's why I couldn't find it. What I had is it's a whole separate package. I had completely spaced out on that. So we're going to want to put that into our mix project because it's super handy. And we got to do mix steps.get to get that dependency. And while we're here, why don't we grab the documentation for it? Because I need to see what else I need to do to get it working. assume something. With a code reloading block, yeah. Right. Okay. And so that's gonna... Yeah. And then what? Code reloading, I'm gonna set... I guess I'll set that if live reload is set on the endpoint, or does that actually no, thought I copied that. Yeah, so that's not... Oh, code reloading. Surely that's not... Is that defined? I mean, I think that they mean for me to define that, but I just want to check. Code reloading. So that... Really, kind of not finding anything in there, is it? That's... That's not how I expected that to work. Well, that's wild. But what the heck is it searching if it's not? Okay. But believe me, man, like Phoenix is in there. Okay, well I'm missing something or that doesn't work. So it can be... Man, do you think it's ignoring deps because it's in gitignore? Uh-huh. I mean, that's clever, but also, like, when I specifically ask for that folder, and I would like to be able to search it sometimes for things like this. And... Oh, look at that. Endpoint really does set config code reloader. Look at that. So yeah, you literally just do exactly what the documentation says and it should work. I like that. So I guess now, so this, I guess we also need to set the configuration here, right? Yeah, it says right here is this option is required to enable any live reloading. So we'd better set that. And of course in production we'll disable this, right? When we split this configuration out to different environments, we'll just leave live reload out of the production one. But for development, it's sure slick. So yeah, what do we want to... I want to format this. I guess like they did is pretty good. So what do they give as examples here? Priv static, JavaScript, CSS, ping, JPEG images. Yeah, I like the sounds of that. And then if any views or templates change. Yeah, that's pretty good. I've certainly had cases where maybe I would also include the controllers in that. Well, that'll make us a really good start, though. Okay. So we should be set there. Let's just see. We're not set right there. Oh, right, because I was just telling you. I don't think the opening tag's optional if you use the closing tag. So let's reload that by hand. And then now we should have... Oh, no, because there's another piece of the puzzle over here. Right. How'd you let me forget that? Come on, man. I guess that should be... Does that need to be anywhere in particular? Oh, they think we ought to move this in here too? Okay. Yeah, probably makes sense not to have that in the plug chain unless we need it. With that. Okay. All right. And now, what is that? Command option. Yeah, let's see. I just want to take a peek. Must not be the body. Is it though? You'd think it would be. Maybe it's the closing HTML tag? Let's see. Oh no, that doesn't go there. That goes here. Huh. Well, I think I set that up right. Does code reloading... Hmm. This block is only executed in development, enables live reloading, code reloading, check repo status. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's neat. It could like do a migration or something for you? That's cute. That's new to me. Cool. Well, I'll try and remember this is here, but so we should be setting this at compile time config. Okay, I thought it might be something like that, right? But yeah. Okay, cool. And so that's what passes through to this code reloading variable here. And was it really a variable? Yeah, I guess. Elixir's weird. You can't really change a variable, but you can reuse a name. I guess it's a name. I don't know. Anyway, this is going to be true, but only if we set it in the config. Okay. So that probably makes more sense. And does that, yeah, look, there's that iframe that it poked in. So that being the case, I think we don't need the HTML tag. Yeah, still got that. And however, it did not pick up. Oh, okay. We got a different problem. Right, so it did not pick that up. And the reason is that we need Phoenix PubSub. Well, which makes sense, because I'm sure that uses it. And then list it in your, okay. So we can do a little copy pasta, and we need to make that one of the children in our application. Where'd we leave that? Right here. That really doesn't fit good on that line, does it? Sorry, it doesn't fit well. Okay, so that should probably fill in some of these things. Oops. There's what I wanted. So I think that's cool. We need another comma there. And then the other piece of the puzzle was they say we need to set the PubSub server on the endpoint config. Server dot, what did we call that? Dot PubSub. Okay, well I think that'll fix it. All right. And did not. I mean, it fixed that, but oh, no, I really didn't. Huh. Well, it's not. Yeah, boy, a big convenience. We gotta have this. Why? what are we missing here? We got the, oh, is this, what's this? No, it's got the script. Phew, so, and we got this, so that socket should be running. We got the live reloader installed, we got all of this good stuff going on. It's like, did I configure that wrong? Look at this. Come on, man. Yep, that's, can't just copy pasta. You also have to make sure it's right. Okay. So, now let's see. Hot dog, look at that. See, that's what I was going for. Sorry it took so long to get that hack together, but that will be handy the whole rest of the time we work on this. So, yeah, let's commit some things. So, how do we want to, I don't think this is all just one commit, is it? Let's do all of the, because we did a bunch of stuff to make development easier, and then we also did like, we started to get ready to do the player. So, that's all new. Oh no, that's modified. What's, it's not showing me what's different here. Which one was that? Oh, that, yeah. Oh, oh, 'cause we moved it. Oh, right. Yeah, well that's, did we change anything in there though? It's kind of interesting how it comes up with that, huh? Weird. Renamed. So I guess we didn't change anything in there. So relocate web file, that's all. So that was kind of that was just fixing up something that was wrong. Now, so we got these changes that are like, some of them are for the player controller, the player in general. So that is going to be one commit, and then this, with all of our kind of like development infrastructure, is going to be the other one. And so let's just looking to see if there's any third kind of thing in here. Okay, so let's do the code reloading thing first. That's these, not that. Yes to this. Not that, not that. No. No, no. Yes to these two. Code reloading and live reloading. Okay. And then all of the rest of this, I think we can commit. It's really just stubbed out, but that's enough to, like, it compiles, it runs, and then we'll, in the next video, get into filling this in some and start, we won't like totally style it up and everything, but I think we'll at least build, maybe, in fact, maybe we'll start with some JavaScript and build some actions on the Elixir side or on the Phoenix side to handle like getting the background or getting the next audio, maybe both, and build out the JavaScript to interact with that and like consume that API. So yeah, that's probably a good next thing to do, because once we have that, then we can start showing or playing those things for the user. But we need to have the data before that probably makes too much sense. And then we'll get into like making it look nice and cool. And I've got a lot of stuff already done for that we just need to bring in here that I've been playing around with the folks who are working on this with me, helping me figure out if it's any good, whether it's a good fit for like how they want to use it and stuff. So yeah, all right, well, we'll call this a video then. And you know, if you saw anything I should have done better with the code, please let me know down in the comments. And likewise for the video, if there's ideas you have, things I could do to make the video better, I appreciate it. The last few, I know the audio wasn't as good, I think, as the earlier ones. I should have that fixed up now. I just had an issue with that. And also some other things I've been experimenting with, but none that I think I changed. But anyway, if you notice something that was better or got worse or got better, let me know. And if you think of something else I could do to improve things, if it's something I'm able to do or is practical for me to do, I'd love to do it. I would like these videos to have very good quality for you to enjoy. So, and on that note, like if there's things you wish I would talk about more, if you have questions, let me know down in the comments. If it's, you know, if it's something I can do in the comments, that's cool. And if it's something that I should make a video about, then I can do that too. So till next time, have a good one.